Yeah, I can't go live on Twitter for whatever reason. Well, I know the reason, but yeah, I can't go live on there. All right. What's up, everybody? What's good? What's good, man? It's your boy, Real Life Huey, back again. Um, with some more real topics for y'all this Wednesday. This is Real World Wednesdays. I am here with my boy Root today. Probably gonna have some more join in a little later. Sorry, everybody, that we started a little late. I had some other things I had to prioritize today. I'm out of town, but we still gonna keep this thing moving and grooving. Ruth, how you feeling, brother?
Sure, I'm chilling, man. Trying to stay out the sun, stay out the heat. It's hot. I just got back
Yeah,
home not long ago.
yeah. I had to go swimming today, bro. Like that sun been beaming on me. But
It's too hot, bro. 100 degrees, crazy every
it's
day in Little
crazy
Rock.
out here. I just got out here yesterday, and boy, I ain't missed this heat, boy.
You
It's
can go back
different,
up north.
boy. It's different. In Tennessee, it's way cooler. It's way cooler.
I'm already knowing. And y'all in the heat, y'all have more hills and everything, so it's
Yeah.
definitely a different atmosphere.
Um. So yeah, man. Just to get started, man. First, I do want to say, make sure everybody, when you get in here, like up the stream, like the chat, like the
Comment.
video. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit that notification bell so y'all will know every time we go live and we post a new video, you will be notified. You feel me? Yeah, make sure you share these videos with your friends. We're gonna have a lot of clips coming out, so make sure y'all stay in tune with that. Um, First, I just wanna have an update. I just want to give up a little update on this Joy Taylor situation. We kind of touched on it last week. I wasn't too educated on some things, so I kind of wanted to draw back a little bit and give you an update on the situation. We're gonna do another media cap or fact, except I'm gonna ask you, what does this do about your opinion? Because we already know what your opinion was last week on this specific subject with Joy Taylor. So with this
Hmm.
information I'm gonna give you, I just want to know what you think. So basically, we were pretty curious last week on, Joy Taylor was at Fox Sports for about a year. I mean, about 10 years, excuse me. Um, and it was kind of a head scratcher for all three of us about how she abruptly got canceled. Of course, that led to all of us to believe it was either the lawsuit that led to this, or it was just the ratings that caused cancellation. My original thought was it was the lawsuit that led to the cancellation, and meaning like every time since that lawsuit, every time since they would post anything on Twitter, YouTube, most of the comments is talking about that lawsuit. And I think that kind of hurt the brand of the show, which led to the cancellation of the show. Um,
Hmm.
before you give me your thoughts, I just want to say the new information that I've gathered on this information is the new information that I've gathered on this story is so basically Joy Taylor was hired by Charlie Dixon. Prior to her being hired by Charlie Dixon, Marcellus Wiley had his own show. I'm sure some of us remember Marcellus Wiley and Jason Whitlock and them having that show.
Hmm.
Chris Broussard was on there. That show, which was actually a pretty interesting show, you had a good selection on there of opinions. So things would constantly go viral, and the show abruptly ends. This is kind of what Marcellus Wiley was getting to last week on the video that I pulled up for us to watch. So when she gets brought in by Charlie Dixon, she takes all of these guys' spot. Emmanuel Acho comes along. Of course, allegedly, her and Emmanuel Acho had something going on. Joy Taylor had something going on with Charlie Dixon. The lawsuit comes out in February. Charlie Dixon resigns shortly after. Um, Now a whole new regime comes in. The whole new regime comes in. Undisputed is still on TV. Speak is still on TV. But they, eventually Undisputed gets canceled. Then they bring on Breakfast Ball. This was because they had a new production team around them. Now, this is new information that I wasn't privy to last week. Okay, this is very important information. The new regime comes in, and boom, Breakfast Ball gets canceled, which Joy Taylor and Emmanuel Acho, they weren't even included on this show. This show was the replacement. It took the gap for Undisputed. So, Undisputed used to come on at like 10 o'clock. Breakfast Ball on in that slot. That show didn't do well. If you go back and look at their views on YouTube, the only views that they got a lot of views on is the stuff when they talking about either Bronny or LeBron. So it's obvious why they got canceled. The Joy Taylor and Emmanuel Acho situation, I think it's even more possibility that not only did they get canceled because of the ratings were low, but they only stuck around this long because of Charlie Dixon. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Well, dealing with this industry, I think a lot of it, money plays part in a lot of it, and you look at the ratings and everything, and I don't know if it's like a favoritism thing or if it's just with that whole situation of the scandal going on, or so-called scandal, or whatnot, or whatever you want to, however people want to have their views on it, if they want to believe the things that happen or not. It's just, I think it's all about making money at the end of the day, and they're really willing to sabotage anybody. They're willing to make any new show to, I guess, change people's viewpoint, to try to make us forget, and as if it never happened. And I think it's just all a mess. I mean, Undisputed was one of the biggest shows now, and I think they're still trying to find that edge.
Yeah, they're still trying to find this slot because Breakfast Ball has been canceled. Somebody was calling me. My bad.
Yeah, they're trying to find that edge for them. It's honestly, a lot of the shows aren't the same anymore. I mean, Shannon Sharp played a big role in Undisputed, and
Yeah,
there were other people as well. But some people take different routes, and now I think they're just scrambling. It's like multiple shows, people just moving around. They're just all out of the place, just everywhere. So me personally, I don't really like it. I like consistency, the same show. I don't really care for new members being added or changed. So
yeah. I think I agree with you. Something you said is very important. I think Shannon Sharp played a big role in that whole thing. Just him leaving played a big role in the downfall of Fox Sports as we're seeing it in real time. Colin Cowherd is currently carrying this show. I mean, carrying this whole network. And eventually he's going to leave because he has his own platform on YouTube that is constantly growing. And for those who don't know, Shannon Sharp's show is actually signed to his company that's outside of Fox Sports. So I'm interested in seeing what routes Fox Sports go. I do want to know your thoughts on before we go to the next topic, Ruth. What do you think happens next for Joy Taylor? I know you kind of touched on it last week, but with this new information dropping, with this new narrative that's being pushed on her, do you think that she will be able to rebound from this, or do you think she would have to probably build her own platform, and is that her only way back
Well,
to relevancy?
like I mentioned, I don't really know her finances if she's able to have that type of production or have that type of revenue where she can actually build her own show.
Right.
I don't know if people will want to deal with it, the situation. Some people might actually believe her, but do you actually want to take that on and have to bring someone in who's been in that situation? I mean, it's kind of like a catch-22. She's experienced, she worked for so long, she knows what she's talking about. And do you want her on a show, or do you want to, risk bringing her on? Not to say that it's true, but it's like she also comes with a negative connotation on her name, and then some people have a positive. So I think it's all on the um, if she does join, it might be like an amateur type of show just starting out. And then she could go the option of starting her own show.
Yeah,
I
not
just who's gonna work with her? So I don't know who's to
Taylor.
say.
That's what I was just going to bring up. Taylor Rooks. I mean, that could be her best bet. Her and Taylor Rooks could possibly. I think I saw something in the past where they were in the talks of starting some type of podcast. She
Hmm.
still has some type of fan base out there that
Hmm.
probably would support her platform, but she will definitely have to start from ground up. I believe. I think
Yeah.
her. I definitely think the perception of her um, from a worldwide perspective has been tainted a little, and it's going
Hmm.
to take some time for her to come back around. But she might not ever be able to come back from it. I don't think she's doing a lot of things to help herself as well. I do want to throw that
Yeah.
out there.
And it's kind of unfortunate. I don't know. I don't. I don't think it's like a male woman thing, but male female. But I definitely think being. I mean, of course, be yourself, but also like I think the reason Shannon Sharp um grew an audience because he actually was comical. I mean, I think that's what comes with
Right.
it in today's time. Like things that he would say or some takes that he would make, it would be kind of delusional. But at the same time, he was himself.
Hmm.
And I do, hope to wish the best for her and hope that she does stay herself. But it's just a certain type of audience, especially when today's kids nowadays, they're looking for laughs. The kids nowadays don't necessarily take real conversations so serious.
Right.
So I mean, she can definitely gain followers from older people around our age and up, but um, it's definitely gonna be a challenge for her, especially if she starts her own show. So
Yeah. I mean, hopefully the relationships she's built up to this point could help her progress. Maybe she knows a few athletes who she can get on the show and interview.
hmm that'll
Um,
be a big help.
yeah, but up until then, man, it's about trying to clean up your image. And right now, some of the content that I've seen her post in the, as of late, is not helping her too much.
Hmm.
Um, I kind of want to segue since we're talking about shows being canceled. We've been dealing with a lot. I want to say in these last few years um, with the celebrity and the Diddy stuff that's going on, Tory Lane
Hmm.
stuff going on. Kanye is always saying something. All right. But there seems as if there is consequence, but there's no cancellation to who these people are. When we look at Tory Lanez, we see what happened with him and Megan. You have some people on one side, a lot of truth has been coming out. So we have some people on another side saying free tour, right?
Hmm.
In the beginning, a lot of people weren't on his side. Diddy, okay, a lot of people are against what Diddy stands for. But there are some people with those with power are fighting against how we feel personally about the things that Diddy has been alleged of doing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then Kanye. Us as a community, I feel like a big part of us, we're very understanding and very forgiving of Kanye. Although there has been things that he has said to scratch your head or make you feel as though this guy is not for our community. Um, and some things he says is pretty confusing to most. But if you're not awakened to what is really going on, then it's always going to be confusing. So my next question for this topic is, do you think we can truly cancel somebody?
Um, I don't know. A lot of people, I think we can. I think it just depends on what effect or how many people they affected. The truth always comes out, but in today's time, it always seems like they just come back around. So,
Right.
man, it's a hard question for me to say yes to, because you're always gonna have, like you said, both sides. So some people are gonna believe it, some people aren't. I think when the main media gets a hold of you, and once really honestly, once you're canceled from social media and you can't really express yourself or promote yourself on social media, that's when people actually do become canceled. I mean, people still know you. Maybe the people that like you, but you look at a guy like Andrew Tate. I think that's his name. Um,
Right.
he was in a scandal where they said that he held women hostage, and he was sex trafficking women, and then turns out that that wasn't true. And a lot of people, he was posted on the shade room, and a lot of people were just against him. And I don't know the truth in that, but um I know all his social medias are gone. So I guess you could say that's a form of canceling someone, because social media is probably the biggest
I would,
promoter. The
I would say he's been affected for sure. Um,
Yeah.
we used to always see Andrew Tate. Nowadays, I don't really see him much. I think his platform has definitely taken a hit.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's a good point, man. Because I was honestly, my first thought was like, no, you can't really cancel nobody. But then you said something that's very important. I think it really truly depends on the impact that you've made
Hmm.
and how people view you. R. Kelly, for example, if R. Kelly was just an up and coming artist and all of this stuff came out about him,
Hmm.
he would be washed away. If he was this promising up and coming guy and all of that stuff came out about him, he'll just be washed away. But since he is so powerful and the impact that he has made on the music industry,
And music, man, it's different.
it's like he can't be canceled. And I think it's levels to it too.
Hmm.
Um,
I
it's
definitely
hard.
know.
It's hard to be canceled by the masses. Like you're that guy, and everybody just stopped rocking with you. I mean,
Hmm.
maybe he's a different case, but it's not too many times where we'll see somebody fall from grace so quickly. But I think a lot of people was waiting on him to fall off. I think it's a little different, and he didn't make the same impact. But when you look at certain cases that's volatile, that's something you wouldn't agree with, yet and still us as a masses, we will support. However, those in power might cancel you and you could end up blackballed. There are some people
Hmm.
who end up getting blackballed for the wrong reason. There are some people who are out here getting canceled for the wrong reason.
Hmm.
And you know, as we're sitting here conversing, it just really has me thinking, wow, maybe you can be canceled, you can be silenced, but only for the wrong reasons. We see these guys messing around with kids and they still get opportunities if they're powerful enough.
Mm-hmm.
These people are still gonna call R. Kelly to go. I mean, these people are still gonna put.
Defend him. Some people even defend him.
Yeah, we've seen it firsthand from people we know say free R. Kelly and try to defend what he's done by saying those parents did this, those parents, we know what the parents did.
Mm-hmm.
Where is his accountability in this?
He definitely still has to be held accountable, either way. And we understand that R. Kelly has made music for other people. With the music thing, some people say you can't listen to him, but I'm like, man, you're listening to him through other people.
Yeah, you
Honestly.
are. When you don't even know you listening to him. Like
So
me personally, I don't listen to R. Kelly as an artist, but I still listen to him because I love listening to Michael Jackson. I love listening to Isley Brothers. You know,
hero for everybody, bro.
he's written from. It's nobody he's not. It's nobody he hasn't written for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like ain't no escaping it. That's why I say it like it's the impact. It's the impact.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Epstein files, they haven't been released because of the impact.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, say what you want. He might have been and this the thing. This is what's odd about America. Who the masses want to cancel, those in power won't. Who the masses don't want to cancel, those in power will. They'll silence a Malcolm X. They'll do everything they can to silence a Fred Hampton.
Mm-hmm.
But they will let a Drewski hang around forever.
Because he's playing that role that they want him to play.
They're gonna get rid of Dick Gregory. They're gonna silence him. They're gonna make a mockery out of people like him.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna prop up Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Because he can cater to both audiences. Not saying that these guys can't, like a Dick Gregory. I believe Fred Hampton definitely he could cater to any audience.
Exactly, but he always put his people first. Because that's who he saw him. He saw himself as a black man, but he definitely was for the people because he knew it affected everybody. So,
they killed Michael Jackson, and they let R. Kelly live.
Kobe Bryant, whichever way they can tarnish you.
Kobe Bryant, and they let Karl Malone live.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not wishing death on anybody, but I'm just telling you guys what me and Ruth we're really trying to do here is trying to open you guys up to what's really happening. We understand we might not be as big as some of these people we talk about because we know we're too real for the internet. No disrespect. I want y'all to subscribe. I want y'all to like.
Mm-hmm.
But I always say this in business, man. Your customer is your customer. The people who subscribe and watch us, they're gonna feel the same way we do.
Exactly.
I mean, if you want to argue it, the chat is live. You can always argue it, and we'll cook you. And we got people on our cast, on our staff, who feel different than we do.
Exactly, and we address them just like we address anybody else.
Anybody, especially if you are in our community. But if you are dealing with somebody in that space, man, be ready for it. Be ready for what comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do. That's mainly my take. We get through these pretty fast, but it's just two of us, y'all. So it might not be a long one, but it's gonna be an impactful one. Definitely.
Definitely something you can gain from, and we're gonna try to inform you on the knowledge that we do have, and some things is just our opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of these things is just facts we're gonna give you, and you take it or leave it. And of course, we're gonna share our opinion on it. But just know,
Not everything is based on your personal experience.
I'm just gonna say that we're speaking from a general sense. Everything we say on this show
It's
is not
very
coming
objective.
from what. Yes, it's not just coming from just what I experienced.
Mhm.
Everybody doesn't live the same life I do. However, us as Black people, we all share some of the similar experiences. Some of us ignore that. Some of us, we welcome it and we embrace it.
Or only shine light on it when it benefits them.
Exactly.
And those are the people I have the most problem with in our community.
Absolutely, man. I mean, those people and those who cause harm and mislead our
Mhm.
youth, I have the biggest issues with, man. The degenerates and the buck dancers, the apologists for the nonsense. Um, so I think I want to. We're gonna do the modern dating last. This next
I got a
topic,
lot to say about that one, man.
yeah. So we're gonna do that one last. This next topic is we're gonna do narrative check. All right. So one of my main purposes of wanting to start 80 and 2 show was to address this. We're gonna speak on this a lot. Okay. Narrative check, the Black athlete. Okay. The way that we speak about the Black athlete in the media. Um, ESPN, Fox, Bleacher Report, all of those huge major platforms. It's odd to me the way that we speak on our Black athletes compared to the way that we speak on athletes who aren't.
Mhm.
Again, there's there are some people out there who are gonna try to justify what I'm saying here. Okay. So for narrative check today, you know, I always like pulling up a video. All right. This is going to clearly point out some of the narratives that is being pushed. I want to give a shout out to TYT Sports. All right. This guy here, I've been subscribed to him for some time now. He pushes out some pretty decent content. Um, he addresses certain things that he sees in the media. So we're going to give this video a watch. It's about 6-7 minutes long, not too long. And we're going to give our opinion on it at the end. I might stop it here and there if I see something that interests us.
Most memorable moments in his career. Not his 10 best plays. I didn't call it that. Not his 10 greatest catches. Not his 10 most memorable moments in his career.
There is one man in sports you do not bet against. And his name is Thomas Edward Patrick Brady.
My point was, once you start looking at his 10 biggest moments, it's a lot of non-football nonsense.
Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. He turned into Michael Jordan in sheep's clothing. He turned right into that cold-blooded assassin, disguised as the corny dad who lives next door.
The problem is they got the greatest football player ever, and whenever it looks like he's slowing down, he does tap into that reservoir of greatness.
I mean, Tom Brady spends his off seasons with Edelman, and they already have time.
You do it because you're internally motivated, and that's why Tom Brady's great. Double standards in sports, they exist. In Odo Beckham's GQ interview, he was asked and answered, do you think race plays a part in the double standard you're dealing with? To which he answered, race plays into everything, whether we want to believe it or not.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it right here. I did not know Odell came out and said that. Kudos to Odell in saying that. Wow, very, very profound of him to say. Definitely was not expecting him, somebody of his nature, to say that.
I've never heard him speak up.
I wholeheartily agree with what he said, man. Race plays a part in everything.
It always has.
Always has, and that's what
Always will.
good thing. I see the word below. He said Popovich said it as well. Yeah, this is nothing new, and if you know, you know. If you don't know, it's because you don't want to.
Popovich said it,
We live in a racist country that hasn't figured it out yet.
especially in the media.
He is extremely
almost crazy competitive.
That is Skip Bayless, host on FS1, discussing Tom Brady. How did he talk about Odell?
If he doesn't get his numbers or his shine, then he's going to go crazy and act out, and he's going to pout.
Bayless on Brady.
He screwed up and he knew it.
No, he didn't.
And he was furious with himself.
Bayless on Odell.
No, bad idea. There's no way I'm going to invest that much money in a diva wide receiver.
But the buck doesn't stop with Skip. It continues.
Tom Brady's always been a team guy. So if Tom Brady blows up on the sideline once a year, I know he's blown up for the right reason.
That's another FS1 host, Colin Coward. Colin has a different view on Odell.
Is it me, or is OBJ gone from circus catch to now just more circus?
Brady.
He is all about the silver. He's all about that uniform.
Odell.
Can be a little high maintenance, needy, and selfish sometimes, because that's what he's shown.
And even this on Odell Beckham.
My point was, once you start looking at his 10 biggest moments, it's a lot of non-football nonsense. There's the catch, and there's just a bunch of Paris hotel room fighting with a net, peeing in the end zone. I'm like, we've gone from circus catch to circus act.
Never bringing up a thing on Brady off the field, like, say, his support of a white supremacist, calling Nazis fine people, throwing kids in cages, separating families, loathing the media, and empowering a global threat. This isn't worthy of a Brady memorable moment, Colin. And if Trump was president, I hope so. That would be great. There would be a putting green on the White House lawn. I'm sure of that. What about Brady destroying his cell phone in a case of cheating at the highest level? Speaking of cheating, how about the distraction of Brady's personal trainer, Alex Guerrero? Guerrero is known as Brady's body coach, his spiritual guide, counselor, pal, nutrition advisor, trainer, massage therapist, and family member. So they're tight. Teammate Julian Edelman worked closely with Guerrero, Brady's boy, even calling him Mr. Miyagi. Edelman tested positive for steroids and served a suspension. I asked.
Okay. So we'll get back to it if we need to. But I think he covered pretty much the bases. I looked through the pictures of it. I don't think he was going to show. I wanted to show us the media clips. That's the main part I wanted to see on that video. The way, and I put this in my notes because I've actually been studying this specific topic for about 2 years now. The word that you find a lot when discussing a passionate Black athlete, diva, problem, distraction. What is one of those three words when speaking about a Black athlete? Yeah. When you hear the saying, when you speak on an athlete who is not Black, you hear the words competitor, leader, and
Passionate.
and put the other one. Yeah, passionate. This happened. This is a real thing, fellas. It's something that you can go and look, and we just saw it on the media. Okay. I just want you guys to give your perspective. I have no question for this topic. This is just a narrative check. So you're just going to tell me how you view the media, how they cover a athlete like. It doesn't even have to be Odell. Lamar Jackson, Cam Newton, Kyrie Irving versus a Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, a Matthew Stafford, a Josh Allen.
It's definitely an inferiority complex. They've always been inferior to us. Even Edward Ford said it. If we didn't, we wouldn't have race on job applications. This goes back to forever since slavery, and it still happens in today's time. They're afraid that, we can actually gain control and take over things. So, they always push the narrative, not even in just sports, but I know we're specifically talking about this, and it's always a bad connotation when they're talking about us. Like we can't control ourselves, or as if coaches and owners don't do things to as if they don't do things to lead us to having anger or actually being passionate about something. I think there are times when players should be mad because some of the decisions the coaches make and some of the decisions the owners make are just plain stupid. And they try to, as a person we know saying is hide their hand and do things, and then when we actually complain or say something about it, then they try to create a narrative that's bad on us. And I mean, at the end of the day, we are all human, but I think it's definitely them just being inferior to us. They know that we actually can take the lead. So
Cam?
And yeah, man, race has been involved in sports for a long time. Like especially just at the quarterback position. You know, we all know the Doug Williams story. You know, first black man to win the Super Bowl, win Super Bowl MVP. And the narrative still went. Black men are not smart enough to play the quarterback position. Since then, we have had, I think most of the starting NFL quarterbacks now are black. So, and I got another question for y'all. A quick question: Would Baker Mayfield have been drafted first overall if he was black?
Absolutely not.
no.
And that's the whole problem. That's the whole problem with the league, with sports in
He
general.
would fell to the 5th round.
He would have fell to the 5th round. Shedeur Sanders fell to the 5th round, and he didn't do nothing but be confident.
I got another one. That clip that just recently came out about Joe Burrow. I'm cussing out on the sidelines and flipping out because we all know the Bengals are trash anyway. But
Are you talking about the Titans game?
yeah,
No.
when they got the white uniforms on, he cussing out everybody. We've seen Cam Newton do the similar things.
Mm-hmm.
We see the narrative that's spiraled around Cam Newton when he was in his heyday. The towel on his head. Okay, Joe Burrow does the same type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they call him a fierce competitor, Joe Cool. And I'm a huge fan of Joe Burrow, but this happens in real time, and I don't want some people to look at this and say, "Oh, this is old stuff." That you bringing up Odell, that's old stuff. This stuff still goes on today, man.
Every day.
It still goes on today. I mean, we're gonna see it next year when Arch Manning or whenever Arch Manning goes out into the draft.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say the same thing happened with Myles Garrett and I can't remember the quarterback.
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, they tried to act like Myles was just flipping out. He couldn't control himself and everything.
Which is insane because Myles Garrett was the first overall pick. Myles Garrett has never had any off the field issues. As a matter of fact, all you hear about Myles Garrett is good things.
Great thing.
Leader he is, and he is.
He always been humble to me.
How humble he is. I was just gonna say that. How humble he is. He treats everybody the same. That's all you hear about Myles Garrett. Mason Rudolph is from South Carolina, Rock Point. I mean, I'll let y'all do the math. I mean, you're telling me a guy who's never gotten to a fight on the field on national TV.
Mm-hmm.
He just flips out over words. He's a D lineman now. We played ball, Ruth. You hear the most talking. Where? In them trenches.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the most talking, the most pushing, the most grabbing, the most about to fight happen thing on the field.
Most fights start from there.
Yes, bro.
We know a guy that used to fight every day at practice. every day.
Hey,
I don't know if you want to say his name or not, but
shout out my boy Noah, man. Shout out my boy. I'm gonna shout you out because he probably a security guard somewhere.
and he definitely had growth though. I'll give him that.
No, real talk. Like, and that's the thing. He was a monster on the field. But see, a guy like him, they'll make a whole narrative about Noah. And we know Noah off the field, bro. He's one of the coolest people.
Quiet, stay
I
to
knew.
himself.
Real cool dude, to himself, laid back.
He don't got no
He a funny
charms or
dude,
nothing,
for real.
bro.
But if you mess with him, he ain't gonna play around. But
Exactly.
they'll make a whole narrative out of him. I mean, look at the Bennett brothers. These are these brothers are articulate. They're very intelligent if you hear them speak. But the media make them seem like they some knuckleheads who don't know no better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really my narrative check for today. And we're going to continue to address these things. I had about 3 videos I could have shared with y'all about how media discusses, because it's another example about Stephen A. And he actually got confronted by Jay Williams on TV for how he discussed Kyrie versus how he discussed Aaron Rodgers.
Stephen A. Snitch.
I mean, and we can just we don't really I don't really have to pull up any videos. If you're a sports fan, you know, man, that's a good one, Ed. Ja is a good one. Ja is a good one. Ja is another one, but Ja, to my point, like I said about Joy Taylor, he does things that doesn't help himself. He does things that he doesn't want to help himself.
And see, I can admit Ja has he has made his fair share of mistakes, but you know, after you make 1 or 2 mistakes, it makes it worse on us because they're always looking for something. They're looking for you to make another mistake just to say they were right about that person.
Ed, I'm glad you said this, man. Memphis. Elon Musk is building a supercomputer in Memphis that takes 15.7 million gallons of water daily. And it is polluting the air in Memphis. Residents are evacuating at an alarming rate. Stephen A. Smith got on television and said no one wants to go play in Memphis. I don't know what happened to Cam.
I think he's back in, trying to get back in now.
Okay. Cam, you there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so Ed said the supercomputer is already built. But my what I was gonna say is Stephen A. let me keep it clean today. Stephen A. got up on TV and decided to say no one wants to go to Memphis because of the crime. They can't trust because of the crime that goes on in there. It is the area. Now, I'm not saying what he's saying is wrong, but Memphis is facing a Flint level crisis, and you're telling us no one wants to go to Memphis because of the crime. No one wants to go and play in Memphis because of all them people up there, and you know who he's insinuating. This supercomputer is called environmental racism. All right. There are ways that the government can fix up certain avenues in order to wash out black communities there where it looks like no one is at fault.
Yep.
I don't
know if y'all have said this yet, but I believe it was in Memphis where Elon Musk built them power plants or whatever it was that's polluting the air.
Shoot, even those towers in the air, the 5G.
Yeah.
it's a lot of things that they're trying to do. I don't know if y'all know it or not, but COVID definitely was something that came upon by someone. So I'm gonna just leave it there. I don't want the fact checkers to come for us.
They might.
Yeah.
I don't know where Kobe went.
Dang, man, Kobe in love.
Yeah, but I believe it was in Memphis. Elon Musk, he built some power plants for in the Memphis area, just in like poor communities, which he know are mostly filled with African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they trying to kill us out slowly, man.
Trying to see a code. Just joining back in. See if he joins back in.
You right, Edward. You right.
Somebody said, I guess Edward got in contact with him and said that his phone died.
Yeah.
What did Edward say? There's an unfair bullying and policing of majority black communities. Crime had gone down smoothly in the past decade, but people running with narratives on certain platforms. FSAS. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Bruce, you want me to be honest with you, man?
Yeah, what's up? Go ahead.
I'm not going to Memphis.
You for real?
I'm just being honest. I'm for real. I'm dead ass. I'm not going to Memphis. I don't go to Memphis, man. I don't go there to vacation. I don't go there to visit.
And to me,
when I'm going to Arkansas, I had to.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's definitely on Route 20. It's definitely busy freeway right there that you definitely have to pass through to get to other cities and states.
Sorry about that, man. I had to step away for a second.
Cole, you hear what I said, man?
What's that?
I said, so I can't lie to you. No, I'm not going to Memphis either.
But see, this is the thing, man. This narrative, and Memphis is not the best place in the world. I understand that.
Memphis ain't that bad, man. For seriously,
I went to I was just in Memphis for the Spurs and Grizzlies game. I went out there. I took pictures outside. Wait. I took pictures outside the building. I talked to some of the residents.
Yeah.
Other young black guys. We chopped it up. I actually hit Beale Street right after the game.
Mm-hmm.
I had a great time. I had a great time.
Great.
Stephen A. made it seem like you go to the FedEx Forum and it's just thugs sitting right outside.
Man,
that's exactly how he made it seem.
I've been going there since I was young, bro. They are first of all, nobody really bothers you down there. You can go walk down Beale Street right now. Nobody gonna bother you, bro.
It's foolish, man. Let's see what Ed.
The FedEx Forum is probably the safest place in Memphis. I'll say that.
It ain't trying to let me.
No, Beale Street safe too, man.
Yeah, I've been on Beale Street before. Beale Street is cool.
I mean, it's with any city that you go to, not certain areas you just cannot go to, but downtown area of Memphis is definitely a safe area. Obviously, don't go down there just yelling I'm a tourist or
Yeah, you don't go in those areas. You don't go in those bad areas. We know what areas they are.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go down to Memphis,
I know the bad areas in Memphis.
Yeah, we know
There's bad areas everywhere. Like you can say that about any city.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what Ed had to say.
Miami
What'd you say,
has a very high crime rate.
Yeah, like I can only imagine how they would talk about Little Rock if we had a pro team. It would be worse. It would be exactly what he's saying about Memphis would actually be Little Rock.
you can't come here and all that. See,
You can't have no protein here because people will actually be sitting outside. It'll actually be problems. Let's see what Ed had to say. He said there is an unfair polling and policing of the majority of black communities. Crime has gone down significantly in the past decade, but people run with narratives on certain platforms. F. Stephen A. Smith. Ed is a Memphis native. Shout out to Ed. Big supporter of the show.
yeah, we like it, man.
Ed, born and raised in Memphis, man.
That's what's up.
If you want to hear it from anybody, you hearing it from him. He grew up right. He's from right around where that is over there, where that is. I mean, I take more heed to what he's saying than what Stephen A. has to say. Stephen A. speaks from he speaks from other people's perspective.
Yeah.
And then that Morris twin got up on there and said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. It is like that. Nothing ever happened to you in Memphis, bro. You ain't never got robbed. Nothing ever happened to you."
Stephen A. runs with the narrative that people in
I
charge
don't think he's been to Memphis.
tells him to. So
I don't think Stephen A. has been to Memphis.
And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people in Memphis who can say the same thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Stephen A. has, because he said himself on TV he only go to the big market games like New York, Los Angeles, Miami. He only go to those games. Orlando. He only go to those games. He don't go to Memphis.
He only watched them games. You can tell by how he talked the game. He only watched them games.
And I don't know if y'all seen it. This is why First Take needs to be canceled or have some different people on there. They got a false video from 2 years ago of a Cowboys training camp. They said, "Oh, it's Dak Prescott throwing to George Pickens." It was Dak Prescott throwing to Brandon Cooks. And the video was in 2023.
wow,
So
everything is just all over the place, bro.
But that's what the media do. Like,
it's terrible.
I saw today, they put up on Twitter, Jalen Hurts, his first day of camp, threw 4 interceptions, and they posted a pick six. His first throw of the day was a pick six. The video they posted, you know who he threw that pick six to?
Who?
Darius Slay, who is a Pittsburgh Steeler right now.
Bro, it's bad.
It's the narrative. It's the narrative you were talking about.
It's bad. It's the narrative and mixed with bad reporting.
Poverty leads to crime. If people had basic resources, there will rarely be crime. From North Memphis, I could see the farm from my old neighborhood. Yeah, man. And a lot of people love to talk about black on black crime. And me and Ruth always say, man, crime is proximity. Black on black crime does not exist. It's proximity. If I live around you, most people kill somebody they know. I never hear people say white on white crime and they kill each other more than we do.
Man.
Cam.
I check. I haven't seen. Huh?
No, go ahead. Say get out what you have to say.
I said last time I checked, most of the school shootings I see are done by white people.
Yeah, and of course we have a hand in that. I'm always say, of course some of us have done this, but you know, that's not our culture.
Nah, we don't do that. We don't
leave it at that.
Culture.
Yeah, culture.
Culture. That's all we gotta say. Culture. If you know, you know.
My direct deposit hit this morning.
I just want to catch you up before we move on to this last subject. So the Joy Taylor update, I did want to know what your thoughts was. So just to catch you up to speed, she was hired by Charlie Dixon. She turns out what's the real story of what's being said is she was brought on by Charlie Dixon, which ultimately led to Marcellus Wiley show being cut off. she only stuck around this long, her and Acho, because Charlie Dixon was there. He gets cut, a new regime comes, Undisputed gets canceled, Breakfast Ball comes in, who Emmanuel Acho and Joy Taylor, neither one of them are involved in that show. That got canceled due to ratings being low. Only times they rating was high when they was talking about LeBron. But other than that, with the Joy Taylor situation, basically what's being said is she was only there that long because of Charlie Dixon. The minute he left,
She was
got
gone. I mean,
so I
believe
guess my question would be: do you think this is believable? How does this change your view on what you said about this last week, or do you think there's still a narrative that's being pushed to her image and not anybody else's?
I still think it's a narrative being pushed because even if she was only there because of Charlie Dixon, we can all agree that Joy Taylor was kind of the main, besides Skip Bayless, of course, we can agree that Joy Taylor was kind of the main face of Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you want to say Charlie Dixon, she was only there because Charlie Dixon was there, then so be it. But the numbers speak for itself. The ratings were like one of the highest when she was there on shows. So I believe it was still because of the lawsuit. If it was because of Charlie Dixon, then it is what it is.
Undisputed might have been at its peak when Joy Taylor was on that show.
Probably so.
It definitely was the ratings were definitely higher with her on
That's
that
when I
show.
used to watch it like loyal. Like I was watching Undisputed almost every day when Joy Taylor was on there. That's why it's kind of odd to me that people say, it's because of. I think it's a little cap in that too, Cam. I think it's more so about it's a new regime came in. It's kind of like when you get new coaches out of college, right? They bring their people in, and they want to get all the old faces out of there. Also, another subject we spoke on is people getting canceled. Where my notes at? You got people like. Do you think people can actually be canceled? I mean, we see people like R. Kelly. We see people like Tory Lanez, Diddy. They still kind of go unscathed a little bit. They still get some opportunity after what they do. Kanye. Do you think people only face consequence and not get canceled, or do you think you can be canceled?
I don't think you can be canceled because, like, even with the names you said, like Tory Lanez, most people think the nigga is innocent. Most people think the nigga should be out.
Do you think he's canceled though? I mean, yes,
he's not canceled at all. His streaming numbers on his new songs that he be releasing and on his new album, them streaming numbers are still high.
Right.
I think he still got on Billboard 200. If he's not blackballed, I think he still would have got on there. So I don't think he's canceled. You can't cancel Kanye. He's one of the greatest.
I'm just naming those people to give you examples. Hold on, Cam. I just named those people to give you examples. I don't want you to think I'm only talking about them, because if I only throw them names out, it's only going to lead you to think, no, you can't be canceled. So I do want you to think about all of the people in your mind who should have been canceled, who maybe probably fell off the map,
Yeah, but okay, on that, I don't think you can be canceled.
You know Andrew Tate, Cam?
Yeah.
I was gonna say he was on the verge of being canceled.
Yeah,
I know that all his social media, he's not on. He may be on Twitter, and that's only because Elon Musk let him back on there, I think.
Yeah, I haven't seen Andrew Tate in a minute, so he might be canceled.
Last time I seen him, he ain't looking too good, man.
Yeah, so never mind. I changed my mind.
And he had Andrew Tate had a big following.
Like, he did.
But
to be a UFC boxer.
Yeah, he had a huge following, but it's about impact. And I think with Andrew Tate, I think he's a bit of an exception of the rule of kind of the point I made. And I'm gonna get to the point, Cam, because you weren't in here what I said. But I do think like he's an exception of the rule because he had a lot of people who wasn't for him anyway.
Mhm.
A lot of people who was against what he was talking about. Like Kevin Samuels could have easily been canceled.
Easily.
He had a lot of people who did not like what he was doing. So if something was to come out about Kevin Samuels that was against morality, then I think it would have been more, people would have been more apt to cancel a Kevin Samuels. But my point was, Cam, I believe that you can be canceled, but a lot of the time we see people getting canceled for the wrong reasons. I think if you speak up against those in power, you can be blackballed and canceled as far as opportunity goes. But I think the masses as a whole could continue to support you. Like Mike Tyson, for example, OJ Simpson, for example. Us as a people, we might still uplift you, but those in power might hold you back
I don't,
from certain opportunities.
and it's kind of crazy. What's his name? No, not. I'm thinking about OJ. You know, he was proven innocent, but
Right.
he had so many documentaries out on him, and it's kind of crazy. It's like if you're proven innocent, why are they still making documentaries on if he did it or not, or the whole case situation? I would, me personally, that would be defamation of character. You know, once that's
Right.
done and over with, why is new things being made? So,
But see,
I think it was because I'm sorry to cut you off there, Cole.
no, go ahead.
But I think it's because OJ he was a troll with it, bro. Like he was a troll with it.
That's what I was just gonna say. He tried to make that profitable. So
Yeah.
he could have easily did what you just proposed, Ruth. But the problem is he found value in those making those documentaries and books about him doing what he did, or
Yeah.
allegedly doing what he was doing. But I brought them up just to make that point of what I was telling you earlier, Ruth. Like you have your people, like a Soul Illuminati, right? Who is a streamer. He is being held back and blackballed by those in power because he speaks a lot of the things that he says. Those in power wouldn't agree with and they wouldn't like. But the masses as a whole, they support him. And you have these tales in the media where you have people who support these, but I'm not going to keep going back over because I don't know what happened to Cam, and we already talked about that part. I had it in the banner, but I didn't. I had it in the bottom ticker, but I didn't type it in here. We can touch on it real quick. Don't got to spend too much time on it. Cat Williams. About a year ago, Cat Williams got on Shannon Sharp podcast and spoke on he addressed a lot. He addressed a lot of people, spoke a lot of truth, apparently, because nobody has came out and discredited anything he said. And it's been a whole year since he's been on that show.
Mm-hmm.
And that show, that particular episode on Shannon Sharp has become iconic within the Black community. There's something that we can draw back and date to. And I truly believe that media and what we see as a whole, what we're being fed as a whole, it has not been the same ever since Cat Williams had that interview. So I do want to know what's y'all view. Do y'all agree with that? Or do y'all think some of the same nonsense is being put out there? I think people are being a little bit more careful about what they saying and doing because of they know the truth could go out as we are in the age of Aquarius.
Yeah, I think people are more careful with what they say because people like Cat Williams are willing to speak out. I mean, he shed light on a lot of people, directly, indirectly, and we're in a day and age where a lot of people are being more truthful or trying to find the truth if they don't know. And me personally, I like it. I think it's a good thing. It's always good to find the truth in things. People are becoming more aware of situations and how the world works. So, yeah.
Yeah, can't really add much to what Roof said because he said exactly what I was thinking. Somebody's gonna expose you for the stuff you say, like we like we might do to some folks. They say something crazy in the chat, we might post, but like culture, like we doing now.
80 and 2.
So, yeah, like we might say 80 and 2. We might say Ed Reed. Who knows? But somebody's gonna expose you, whether friend or foe. Somebody will expose you because that's the age we in. We in the age of the internet.
And I think Cat Williams actually, not only did it make people more careful, but it gave some people more confidence to speak up, speak out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that had a huge role in the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef finally coming, because this has been something that has been brewing for the last 10 years and finally came out the show. I mean, a lot of beefs were being put out there around that time, and people had to settle their differences. Cat Williams is actually still being attacked by certain people in the media for what he did a year ago. I think it has given people the green light to have some more bravery, Cassie, to speak out on what's been going on in the industry. And I think it's about time for the party to die. I think Party City going out of business was a pure indicator on the party dying. That was my story. So this last topic I want to get on before we get up out of here, man, I do want to address. So we kind of spoke on the narrative check on Black women. We kind of addressed the narrative check on Black athletes. We really still didn't get into all of the weeds because I kind of had a note that I wanted to talk about with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, but we can get to that next week. I'll make that a whole topic.
Yeah, they got the whole topic.
The way that they do that is nasty.
It's very nasty.
But speaking of Black women,
I kind of want to speak on it now, Cole.
Well, no, for the sake of time, I want people to have a reason to come back and watch us next week. So we're gonna address the Angel Reese because I didn't have it in my deck of cards today. So we're not going, because we'll spend a lot of time on that. I know how all of us are passionate about Angel Reese, and I know we're gonna have a lot to say about that. But I want to take some notes. I want to pull some things up. I want to expose some people when I address this Angel Reese stuff.
Absolutely.
I want to, for this last topic, we are going to talk about modern dating and masculinity. I brought up some numbers in our last episode, and I think I was talking about the lack of dating in the Black community, we marry the least. And when you look out on the internet and you see a lot of these podcasts, the red pill, blue pill community, the alpha beta male debate, the men on these podcasts, the Fresh and Fits of the world, what's that tall dude with the beard, the braids? Don't know his name.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Always has different women on his show, bickering, going back and forth with women.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You talking about the big fat one?
It's not a fat guy. He's a pretty fit dude. Looks like he got it going on for himself, but he's.
And I think of his name.
He's full of himself. And every time I look on the internet and I see him on Facebook a lot, he's always trying to bicker and outsmart a woman.
Mr. Let Go cooked him one time.
Huh?
I said Mr. Let Go. That's who I listen to.
Mr. Let Go, yeah. Yeah. So I want us to speak and touch on our view on the current state of modern dating in our community and masculinity as a whole for men.
Said it. Can you repeat that for me one more time? You said the.
Yeah, I want y'all to speak on how do y'all feel about modern dating in our community? And in addition to that, how do you feel about masculinity in our community and how it's being pushed in these podcasts?
I
So
think
Just in the podcast or like media in general?
you can do it in media in general, but the reason I said these podcasts is because this last few days when I've been trying to find some topics, I've been seeing a lot of videos with fresh and fit guys, just with different dudes on social media, on these podcasts with these round tables. They'll have about 3 dudes and 5 women, and they're just all bickering about what men and women want.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
What do you guys think this does for masculinity? And what do you think this does for modern dating?
it's not a good look. So on a modern dating situation, it's not a good look. It's not really any leadership. It's more about trying to prove to women that we're right, and instead of leading them in the right direction of this is what men want, this is what we know what y'all want. Majority of the time, in my opinion, I think a lot of women all want the same thing. And instead of just simplifying it, I can't even talk. Simplify. You know what? Scratch that word. Can't say it.
Simplify.
Having a stroke over there, man.
Simplify. We're trying to push this narrative, and we get it. We understand that certain women or certain men don't want to have relationships and be committed, but we as men need to take leadership. And actually, we don't have a podcast that's trying to push out relationships and actually be intentional about that. We bring, like you said, we bring women on these shows, and all they do is argue, and they don't necessarily have common ground. They don't find any common ground within the conversation. Everything is just left, or it ends in a fight where somebody leaves, and it's no help to us. It's not helping our
there's no
community.
conclusion. It's yeah, there's no resolve in the end.
Yeah, they just try to, on the podcast I see, they just be trying to really, I won't say disrespect the women on the podcast, but it kind of feels like they try to belittle the women on the podcast. Like, not actually trying to teach them stuff on the podcast, like make them feel dumb. Like, I don't know if y'all seen it, but it was this dude on the podcast. He was like, name 5 books.
Yeah, that little kid.
The little kid, yeah. I was like, I mean, they should be able to name 5 books, absolutely. But what does that got to do with the conversation that was being had?
Yeah, and I do feel like maybe she couldn't. I'm not trying to just defend, but when you asking questions just right off the bat, bro, come on now. We're live.
And the heat of the
name 5
exactly.
books. Like, come on, bro. I know 5 books, but like if you just told me to name 5 songs right off the top of my head, all of us know 5 songs, but can you just name them right up, bro? It's so many books I'm just gonna be thinking of. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's not how the mind works.
Yeah, like, but I do want to say this too. I think these podcasts are just another part of the agenda to limit us getting married, limit us continuing our relationships. And here's why I say this. A lot of these podcasts and the topics that they discuss, it could cause issues in one's relationships that never existed to begin with.
Yeah.
Some people live their life. Everybody has their preference. Everybody has what they like. But you have these people on these podcasts who are telling you you're a simp if you do this, you're this if you do that, you're lame if you do this, you're whack if you do this, you ain't worth nothing if you do that. When really, the most simple way to live life is mind your business and do what you want to do.
Mhm.
That is the most simple way to live. But everybody wants to get caught up in keeping up with the Joneses and trying to do things the right way. There is no right way. The only right way is the way that works for you in these relationships. Like this whole conversation about should you care about what your woman wears when going out? If that's what you don't like, that's what you don't like. If that's what you like, that's what you like. Why does it have to be a general opinion on these things about preference?
Yeah, because it's
Preference.
like some people they will let a woman wear like the short shorts or like the mini tube tops or whatever it's called, and they're okay with it because like that's my woman.
Yes, and
And
some
this other man out here like, no, you can't wear nothing. You got to wear a whole grandma dress. You got to wear a whole muumuu outside because they insecure about themselves.
now I think it's a limit to everything. Me
Yeah,
personally,
absolutely.
I care about what my woman will wear outside, but that's me personally. I'm not gonna say you're a simp if that's what you don't want. I'm not gonna say that. Everybody has their own life of what they want to do when it comes to dating, man. When it comes to the type of woman you want to date, and I continuously say that on this show. I just don't like when you try to belittle those who are around you. You shouldn't belittle anybody.
I think
Nobody
this
is better than if we can lose everything today and we'll all be the same.
I think this generation created a lot of generalizations that don't work. I mean,
They don't work, and it's like this is my thing, Rue. If I'm in a relationship, let's say I don't care what my woman wears out, right? And I'm secure, she's a loyal person, but she wears whatever. But then I see a bunch of guys on social media on podcasts saying, well, if you got a woman who dressed like this, she for the streets.
Yep.
And you got several dudes on every podcast saying this, saying, oh yeah, I'm a relationship expert. You got some dudes who out here actually believing this. Or if it's being pushed on, if it's constantly being pushed into your mind, you will start to believe some of it. Oh, why does she do that? Why does? Because they'll start saying things that relate to your woman or your man. And now it's personal. Now you have an issue in your relationship, in your situation. Everything was going good till this podcast came along and ruined your whole view on your own relationship. These
Now you
people
sit
on
in
these
the bed
podcasts don't know your girl personally. They don't know your man personally to even speak on what you should generally desire. It's wild to me.
Yeah, they just speaking their personal preferences, and people are taking it like it's gospel. Well, it shouldn't be happening because that's what the person who's speaking to, that's what they like. So I ain't gonna take what somebody else say as gospel when it don't relate to me.
And I really wish we get out of that. I mean, we're in this society that everybody wants to be like the next person. We look at these, pop the balloons. Yes, I was gonna bring this up. Did y'all think I was not? I'm gonna hold everybody accountable. These women, they get on this show and then they pop their balloon just because the woman beside them pops. Or you popped your balloon because, and I'm not gonna make a big deal out of this, but I am. Because I don't know how real that show is, but I know how real life is and perception. People can watch this and feel the same way. People can watch this and it truly affects how they think.
Yep.
You know this. And we have these girls out here who it's so easy to access this content. I mean, it really is. It's everywhere. And you have these people on this show who honestly, some of them do a great job of it, but a lot of people get on that show and they do a poor representation of who we are.
Yeah, they like to put it on the show.
Put on a show, but not only that, we'll have men on there going on there. This is to the masculinity part. We'll have men going on there saying things that's not very masculine. Oh, I don't like a woman who wears makeup. I don't like a woman who wears hair. You might as well say, I don't like a woman who wear a bra and panties.
Nah.
No, it'd be crazy on that show, man. They'd be like, I don't want my woman to wear weave. I'm like, bro, is she gonna wear what she want to wear?
This is my thing, man. It's a
It's
woman.
a woman. Exactly, go.
I think
Sell these products to somebody.
I think you can't go on a show that over a million people are watching and expect people not to come with a different hairstyle, or most of them, a lot of women will come with weave, but just people are scared to date in the real world nowadays. So,
But people really making. I think it's crazy to me. People really make content of themselves going around and asking women out. I thought it was normal to do that. I thought it was normal, but now it's normal to just slide in DMs, never meet in person. But
yeah, it's normal. I mean, most marriages they start online nowadays.
Yeah.
Look at the stats and see that. Most marriages, they start online nowadays.
And
but
then you can look at the stats and see most marriages don't last, and I mean it's unfortunate.
Yeah, they don't, because
you don't know each other for real
nowadays, and this is the thing, and that's more so of the narrative that's being pushed to women, because I mean, if we're gonna bring up divorce, we got to bring up who's filing these divorces. Most of them are women.
Oh, 80%.
So why is that? It is because of feminism. And this is something that we're going to address on our next show. Feminism and how it has affected our community.
Yeah. Now you don't need a man stuff. Nah.
That we the man stuff, and
we need each other. We were put on this earth to just be single. Like,
man, I don't need a man. I can be single.
You actually do need a man, and I think I saw a man say, you know, I want those who are listening. Women out there, don't hear what I say and get offended, because I love y'all. But men are the prize. Y'all are the gift. What I mean is, we are the prize, because if every man decided if every man on earth decided I want one woman and that's it, a lot of women are going to be single, empty-handed. Because there's a lot more women on earth than there are men. Women are the gift because of what they can bring to a man. A child, nurturing, peace, those type of things. A backbone, for some niggas need one. But, you know, somebody you can lean on for emotional support. Men, we lack there a lot of the time. Women supposed to give us that balance. So they're a gift from God. They truly are. They are one with nature. Women are very important to the world. So I want to be clear here, but we are truly the prize. And every woman who believes that is a married woman. The ones who don't still running around here single saying I'm the prize.
It's way more women in the world than there are men. So
yeah,
it's unfortunate, you know, the truth. Really, even if we did choose to say we did choose to marry as much women as we could, it still would be women and single.
It would still be single women.
That's
crazy. It's kind of scary for them when you think about it. Like, you do have that chance of not being married to someone because there's not enough men.
Right.
I love when they when they do the street interviews with the women out on the street, and they be like, I'm the prize. And then the interviewer would be like, what you bring to the table then? They'd be like,
I'm the table.
this. They'd be like, this. Yeah, exactly. They'd be like, I'm the table. I'd be like, I'm bringing this pussy. Like, this is crazy.
We know that, but see, here's the problem. To those women who say that, we know that. That's all you have to offer.
That means stay single.
That's all you're going to be to me.
What tangible thing do you
That's
have to
what,
offer?
that's what I really want our women to understand, specifically our women.
Mm-hmm.
Stop thinking sex is all you can bring to a man, and that's going to be it.
Absolutely.
It's sex everywhere.
You can get that on the street.
Seriously. Men out here going to buy that.
You can get it on the street for $1.
OnlyFans is they're making millions because of us. So
Who's
so
us?
you
I
can't
ain't including that.
men. I'm saying men in general, not us.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, it's a man who owns the site. I mean, it's a man who created the site.
Mm-hmm. There's women who profit off of it.
So I just think when it comes to modern dating, I think everybody out there, I think you need to go for what you like, what your preference is. If you want to watch a podcast for your entertainment, that's fine. But I think you need to do what you want to do. If you want to go out there and date a stripper, you date you a stripper, man.
If you want to go save her, go save her.
But not all strippers are thoughts, though.
Yeah, they just do it to make good money. They just do it to make good money.
But my point is, like, man, date what you want to date, man. Date what you want to date. Don't date something because you're trying to avoid something else. Because you're still going to end up single at the end of the day. I'm not trying to make this a relationship show. And I'm no guru, but I do know for a fact the best way to live is by minding your business and doing what's best for you personally.
Yeah.
Not leaning on somebody who doesn't even know who you are personally. These podcast people, these dudes who get on the internet arguing with women, you won't win an argument with a woman.
Just stop. That's not masculine.
It's not masculine, bro. Like, they're gonna call you sassy anyway. So why waste your time arguing with a woman? Why waste your time arguing with a woman? You won't win. Even if you're right, you won't win.
Let's do nothing for you. Even if you're right, they're still gonna be mad at you at the end of the day.
There's always gonna be a group of women who feel like they deserve the world and they don't have to give nothing in return. There's inconsiderate people all over this world. You don't give them your time.
Yeah.
Go find somebody who's more considerate. There are ways you can find considerate people, like, and it forces a lot of us to believe that these women don't exist or these men don't exist because of what's being put out on these podcasts. So I do want y'all to know, whatever it is you're looking for, it's out there.
Yep.
You gotta better yourself. So yeah, man, those are the topics for today. Ruth and Cam, I'm gonna let y'all say, any final thing that you want to get off before we end the show. Y'all can go ahead, man.
I'm gonna say, always be yourself, be authentic, be honest with yourself. Don't let social media take control of your life. Don't let these narratives get to your head. Always stand up for yourself, and if you're Black, stand up for us and the culture. the culture. So that's what I got to say.
Sir,
Cam.
Cam, his host Green he left the stage. Something must have happened. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody who tuned into the show. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for the Portal, Enter the Portal, hosted by Cam, who was on today's show. He's gonna have some great topics for y'all tomorrow. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button. Appreciate y'all tuning in. And my final message is pretty much the same as Ruth, man. Be yourself. That's the easiest thing to do. It's the coolest thing to do. Being yourself, that is the easiest thing. It's hard to be somebody else every other day. Talk like somebody else, act like try to chase another person's, be yourself, man. We don't have that on that. Y'all take it easy, man.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe.
Make sure y'all like it up, man. That's how we gonna get in that algorithm. Like our video. I dare you to. All right, man.
Peace.